This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field.
Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Quickly out wide, this is Watson.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy, either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes it's just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. They complete once again to Watson.
7 yards there and a first down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
They'll try and run for it with Jones.
And this will be a Packers first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Another strong run from the underrated Aaron Jones, who really deserves more credit for what he has done for the Packers. Even splitting carries in an offense that loves to throw it around, Jones put up his 3rd 1,000-yard season in the last 4 years.
Love, they go play action now. Right side to Watson.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's second down.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
To throw now, here's Love.
Pass caught, it's Romeo Doubs.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
After the interception, here's Goff.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Goff.
That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Goff.
He'll find his rookie tight end, Sam Laporta.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Now 2nd and 3.
Again, Goff. Throwing the out route and complete. That's right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
There's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. From the gun, here's Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Here's Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Josh Reynolds there to make the grab.
And the Lions have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now the fourth-year man from BC, it's A.J. Dillon.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
On now is the Packers punter. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Here's the 12th overall pick in April's draft, Jahmyr Gibbs.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Throw left side, complete. That's Montgomery.
Our defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 46, here's the 2nd and 9.
Now a give running left with Montgomery.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
On first down, Goff.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Packers' 21-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Quay Walker came through to make the sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there. Saying not so fast to a good drive. Didn't march to the end zone the last time out.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needed to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown! Marvin Jones, 28 yards.
And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start out on the ground with Jones.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Play fake. Here's Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed.
Complete to number 11, Jaden Reed. Brings up third down.
Here comes third and about a foot. Love going to give this one to Jones.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Love. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go back to the ground with Jones. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The Packers offense set to go.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. That's to the tight end, Musgrave.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
For the field goal, a 48-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Lions offense set to take over.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. And it is caught. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Goff now looks to throw. Caught by Jones. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Goff going to get this to Gibbs.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
St. Brown in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now Goff. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now it's Goff. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, we got used to seeing Devontae Wyatt do that when he was at the University of Georgia. Played sparingly as a rookie with Green Bay as he made the adjustment to the NFL. Expect a much bigger role for him if he continues to produce plays like that.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Here comes Reed.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. To throw now. Here's Love.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Love now. He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
That's caught inside the 20. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
On 1st and 10, Love.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson
from 6 yards away.
And the Packers have got it back to within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On first down, it's gone.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Goff. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Again, Goff.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Goff on first down. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And the Lions are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Montgomery is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Nixon now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Packers with a football here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. First down, going to the air with Love. And, oh, he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. Yeah, he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
You know what we need, baby. Let's ride out. Let's ride out.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On now is the Packers punter, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So here come the Lions now. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
On second down, here's Goff. Looking downfield for Jones. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Marvin Jones, as the first half is winding down.
And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Patterson now for the extra point.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Lions 28, Packers 10.
Here we go. Get some rust. Let us dictate.
Jack Fox to kick
So
off
not
for
much
the
time to
Lions.
speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now 3rd down and 7. From the gun, here's Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Here's Goff. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. His first catch of this 3rd quarter, he had 7 in the first half. It's also a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Montgomery on the counter. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef,
that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On second down, Montgomery. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you could just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
It's showtime.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Jones. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down. They had things a little spread out there with 4 wide receivers, and it opened up a running hole.
Yeah, not only do you get better running lanes because you are spread out, oftentimes when defenses see 4 wide receivers, they substitute in extra defensive backs, so you're blocking smaller personnel. That gives your running back a nice chance downfield against that type of a defense.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
2nd down and 4.
Up the middle, Jones.
And this will be a Packers first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Love now to pass on 1st down.
Completed out left to Dobbs.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now a 2nd and 2.
An inside give to Jones. And some room to run now.
Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Offensive line right now really freeing up the rushing lanes on this drive.
And we have to give them props. They've earned them. But these big runs that we're seeing, they don't result without everyone else being involved as well. Blocking on the perimeter has to take place downfield too.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start,
but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
First down, Love to pass. That's complete to Wicks.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
Now the toss to Jones, running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On 3rd down, Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So off goes Love. On is Carlson for the Packer field goal.
And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away.
Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
Khalif Raymond now. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 23. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Devondre Campbell, the one who fought his way in there to make the play.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
They're able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 35, here's second down at 7.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And not much running room. Down to the 32. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on third down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Goff.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Play action. It's Goff. Complete to right. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Montgomery back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
They'll run with Montgomery.
46 yards on the ground for him so far.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. And we've got them.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. David Montgomery with his second touchdown of the night.
And the Lions have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's go. Y'all take time. Let's go. Once again, we got to get it on the road. It's showtime, baby. Get them going, baby. Come on, time to go. Don't stop that. Let's go, baby. Play a little aggressive. Every day, let's do what we do every day. That's a wrong day. Let's go. Got you, baby. Get it on, baby. Get ready.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, Love. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Going up the gut, Montgomery. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Love now. He finds his man complete. It's Reed.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Second down, Love. Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one goes for 30 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
To the air again, Love. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here's Love.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Dillon will score. Touchdown, Packers. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down now to 22.
This is where you step up, right? Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun. Come on, time to play. Come on with it, man. Let's do this, man. Let's go, baby. Here we go. You ready to ride? That's right, baby. Play it to the whistle. Set it up, baby. Every day. Let's do it with you every day. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's not disappoint. Let's not disappoint. It's game time. Turn it up. Let's go, man. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Another shot now for this Lions offense. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth quarter stop? Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now Love.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Love from the gun. Throw caught by Musgrave. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Love's throw finds its target, Dobbs.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That's another Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Again, it's Love.
That one caught downfield by Watson.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 25 yards that time.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Throwing. Love. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
Now this likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Going back to Love. Here's a diving catch right side. That's hauled in by Musgrave for the Packer touchdown. A great play there. Laying himself out in the end zone. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Love throwing for it. Complete at the 1. And he is going to get in there for the 2 points to make this a 12-point game. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Let's go. Let's dominate this. Let's do it. Let's get some love. They gotta walk that walk, baby. Oh, I know how I feel. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby. Let's go there, man. Once again, we gotta
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Darnell Savage there to make the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Toss left to Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
So here's Love and the Packers.
Down by 2 touchdowns. A little under 1:50 remaining. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
Love. Able to find Jones.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
A big play here, 3rd and 2. Now Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's 1st down. Here's Love. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you've often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
Ball resting on the 20. This is 2nd and 10. Love looking to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they say he went out of bounds, came back in, then touched the football.
Can't be the first guy to touch it when you come back in bounds. That's why the penalty goes against him. Have to know where you are on the field.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Love. And this one is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and never an easy thing to do, no matter how good Green Bay is, what the year is, to come into Lambeau and get the victory, but they did it.
You're not just battling the team that you're playing that day. You're not just battling the crowd that's in attendance in that game. You're battling the history of the franchise. You're battling the ghosts that swirl around that place that help spur them on to victory. It is an unbelievable atmosphere. The most historic